Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're going to deconstruct one of life's biggest questions, and we're going to do it using some really powerful ideas about money, freedom, and what it actually means to live a truly rich life.
All right, let's just dive right in with a question that seems so simple, but, it reveals a ton about our deepest motivations. Seriously, just take a second here. Why do you want to be rich? What's the first thing that pops into your head?
Yeah, if you're like most of us, your answers probably look a little something like this. It's all about the fancy stuff, right? The luxury, the status, and of course, just getting rid of that financial stress. And that's totally normal. It's the version of rich that we see everywhere.
But here's where things get interesting. The sources we're digging into today ask a really provocative question. What if this whole chase, this constant need for more visible stuff, is actually a trap that's leading us down a pretty unfulfilling path?
To really get why that path can be a trap, we've got to build a framework from the ground up. So let's start with the absolute foundation of our needs and figure out where money truly matters the most.
Okay, so you might have seen this before, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It basically gives us a roadmap for human motivation. At the very bottom of this pyramid, you've got your absolute must-haves for survival. And as you move up, the needs become more about our minds and our relationships.
And this, right here, shows us where money is absolutely essential. It's the tool we use to build the base of that pyramid. We're talking food, shelter, and a basic sense of safety. Without these things, it's pretty much impossible to think about anything else. So down here, money isn't about luxury, it's about survival.
But once those basic needs are met, something kind of tricky happens. We move up the pyramid and can easily fall into what becomes a trap, the endless, exhausting climb for more.
This is where we get stuck in what's famously called the rat race. You know the feeling, right? It's like you're on a hamster wheel. You're working harder and harder, chasing more status, more money, but you never feel like you're actually getting anywhere that really matters.
And this quote just nails the whole issue, doesn't it? Money is an incredible tool when it's working for you, when it's your servant. But the moment the pursuit of it starts controlling your life, your time, your choices, well, it has become your master. And oh man, today, this pressure is just on steroids thanks to social media. It's this giant echo chamber of perfect-looking influencer lifestyles and filtered realities, making us compare our normal, messy lives to someone else's highlight reel. And that just drives us to spend more to keep up appearances. So, here's the real kicker. The chase to look rich often leads to the exact opposite of a rich life. It brings on more debt, constant stress about money, and can even mess with the relationships that are supposed to bring us real happiness.
Okay, so this brings us to the really good stuff. How do we get off the hamster wheel? It's all about discovering the real meaning of wealth and figuring out what it takes to actually reach the peak of that pyramid.
So you've really got two different definitions of rich here. On the left is the one society sells us, right? It's all about high income, luxury stuff, status. But on the right, you have a much more powerful idea. A rich life defined by freedom, choice, purpose, and security. It's not about what you have, it's about what you can do.
I love this quote from Ramit Sethi because it just completely reframes the whole conversation. Wealth isn't a number in your bank account. It's a capability. It's the power to make choices based on what you want to do, not what you have to do. It's about owning your own time.
And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? The whole point of earning and saving isn't just to pile up more money. It's to buy yourself options. It's to buy yourself freedom. The freedom to say yes to what matters and no to what doesn't.
All right, so this all sounds amazing in theory, but how do we actually do it? How do we put this into practice? Let's talk about how to start designing your rich life with your own personal blueprint. Well, the very first step is to look inward at something called invisible money scripts. Think of these as the quiet little stories about money that you picked up growing up. They run in the background of your mind and secretly control how you act with money, whether it's avoiding your finances completely or believing that more money will magically solve all your problems.
Let's make this real. Look at these two examples from our source material. You've got Ron, whose money script is basically, I'm afraid of money. Now on paper, he's totally fine, but that inner voice, that script, makes him feel constant anxiety about spending anything. Then there's Noor. Her script is making her question everything, asking her husband, what are we even doing this for if all they do is save without ever enjoying the journey?
So once you know your scripts, you can start to rewrite them with a plan. Now hold on, this is not a restrictive, boring budget that makes you feel bad. Think of it as a conscious spending plan.
You automate the important stuff, your bills, your investments, your savings, and what that does is it frees up a nice big chunk, say 20 to 35%, for you to spend completely guilt-free on the things that actually make up your rich life. And hey, these percentages, they're just a guideline. The real power is customizing them to fund the life you actually want.
Because in the end, everything we've talked about today really just boils down to this one question. You have to ask yourself, what does my rich life actually look like? Is it being able to travel whenever you want? Is it quitting a job you hate? Maybe it's just spending more time with the people you love. Once you define that for yourself, you're no longer chasing someone else's dream. You're finally building your own.